The Green Bay Packers are setting their sights high. Super Bowl high. After surpassing all expectations last season by advancing to the NFC divisional playoffs with the youngest roster in the league, the Packers are convinced their best days are ahead of them. And they're ready to start right now. "I feel really good," said Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst. "What makes me most confident is that no matter what challenges come their way, they won't blink." Green Bay kicks off its pursuit of greatness against the Philadelphia Eagles in São Paulo, Brazil, this Friday at 7:15 p.m. CST. Here are 5 reasons why the Packers could make it to their first Super Bowl since 2010. 1. Jordan Love, a star on the rise. It might seem obvious, but what Jordan Love accomplished as a first-time starter in 2023 was nothing short of remarkable. And it seems like his trajectory is only going up from here. In 19 games, including the playoffs, Love threw for 37 touchdown passes, ranking second in the NFL. He had just 13 interceptions, a passer rating of 97.1, and finished the season with 41 total touchdowns, second best in the league. His stellar performance in the second half of the season has the Packers feeling optimistic. During a 9-game stretch from Week 10 through their playoff victory over Dallas, Love threw 21 touchdowns and only 1 interception, with a passer rating of at least 108.5 in 8 of those 9 games. This growth is precisely why the Packers felt confident enough to offer him a 4-year, $220 million contract extension in July. "As we saw him progress and handle the pressure of being the guy, we gained a lot of confidence in him leading us into the future," said Gutekunst. "I'm genuinely excited about what he brings to the team. To win a Super Bowl, you generally need elite quarterback play, unless you have a defense like the 2000 Ravens or 2013 Seahawks. The Packers seem to have found their quarterback, and the exciting part is that Love is still improving." 2. The Fabulous Four, a new dynamic receiving corps. While the term Fab Four might bring the Beatles to mind, Packers fans might soon associate it with a different quartet: Jayden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, and Dontavian Wicks. This young group of wide receivers is poised to be one of the most dynamic in football. Jayden Reed set a new team record for receptions by a rookie with 64 catches last season. Romeo Doubs lit up the postseason with 10 catches for 234 yards and 2 touchdowns. Christian Watson, with his elite speed and big play potential, has Pro Bowl talent if he stays healthy. Meanwhile, Dontavian Wicks showed promise with 39 receptions and a 14.9 yards per catch average in his rookie year, hinting at significant upside. Facing this group presents a nightmare scenario for opposing defensive coordinators. "It's a tough challenge if I'm that DC," Reed admitted. "Unless you come out in a dime package, it's going to be a difficult task." 3. A new defensive direction. Head coach Matt LaFleur's track record with coordinators has been inconsistent, but there are reasons to be optimistic about his latest hire, Jeff Hafley, the former head coach at Boston College, now serving as Green Bay's defensive coordinator. LaFleur conducted a thorough search, interviewing at least 6 other candidates before choosing Hafley, who brings fresh energy and new ideas to the defense. The team has switched to a 4-3 base, which seems to better suit their personnel. The defensive line looks deep and talented, and the secondary will feature aggressive pressman coverage, with safeties playing with intensity and urgency. Although Green Bay's defense has had bright spots in the summer only to falter when it counts in recent years, this time, there's a sense of renewed belief. "Everybody has one goal, and that's going to the Super Bowl," said defensive end Rashawn Gary. "I just can't wait to start. I think we're going to be pretty good." 4. Strategic free agent acquisitions. Green Bay has typically been cautious in free agency over the past 2 decades, but when they do make moves, they tend to hit big, as seen with past signings like Charles Woodson and Julius Peppers. This offseason, they made 2 significant additions, running back Josh Jacobs and safety Xavier McKinney, both of whom have the potential to be among the team's top players. Jacobs, a 2-time All-Pro, rushed for 1,653 yards in 2022 with the Raiders and could challenge the total behind Green Bay's formidable offense. "He's a tough, rugged runner," said LaFleur. "We won't fully appreciate his value until we see him in live tackling situations." Meanwhile, McKinney offers the leadership that the Packers' secondary has been lacking. While Jair Alexander is one of the league's top corners, he's not known for his leadership. McKinney, a proven leader and one of the game's top safeties, fills that void, reminiscent of Green Bay greats like Leroy Butler and Eugene Robinson. He's shown his talent right from the start, LaFleur noted. But his leadership qualities have also been invaluable. There's a reason he was a captain in New York, and he's carried himself that way here. 5. A potentially dominant defensive line. The Packers' defensive line might not boast Hall of Famers like Reggie White or Willie Davis, but this year's unit is stacked with talent and depth that could rival almost any team in the league. Rashawn Gary is a sleeper pick for Defensive Player of the Year, while Preston Smith, Lucas Van Ness, and Kingsley Enagbare round out a formidable group of edge rushers. Inside, Kenny Clark, TJ Slayton, and Devontae Wyatt bring power and disruption to the line of scrimmage. The depth is such that reserves like Carl Brooks and Colby Wooden, who would start on many other teams, are fighting for playing time. This depth and quality make the Packers' defensive front one of their most impressive units. When asked about the potential of Green Bay's defensive line, TJ Slayton summed it up perfectly: it's going to be hell for other teams. With all these factors coming together, the Packers are gearing up for a thrilling season that could culminate in their long-awaited return to the Super Bowl.